Hey everyone, welcome back to Diego Knows I'm Diego, and we're going to talk some more about Sex in the City. That's right, that original show from the late 90s and the early 2000s, Sex in the City, where all those women were out there getting laid and suffering no consequences for it. Okay, so yes, because that's realistic. All right, so I'm here to give you a straight man's point of view. I'm Diego. I have watched every single episode of Sex and the City. Back in the day, back when it first came out, yeah. I've been a fan a long time, okay? And I was the only straight guy I knew that was watching the show on a regular basis. And I watched it because all the hot girls that I knew were watching the show. And I wanted to know what they were talking about. I wanted to know what these characters were, and I got hooked. I liked the show. I really did. Very well written. I love the characters on there. You know, the only problem I had with the show was the way they treated the straight guys. That was not believable at all. The guys on the show were not realistic to me. I did not understand what the fuck they were. Why would they act the way they acted? Why did they do the things they do? Why did they say the things they said? I didn't understand that at all because most guys would never act this way. So I didn't get that part of it. But the show was written by gay guys, lesbians, and feminists. So of course they don't understand what a straight guy is. Okay. But all this shit with the women and the gay guys, they got that shit right, I guess. I don't know. My gay friends were all watching the show too, okay? But I was the only straight guy that I knew that was watching the show, okay? And I lived in a big city back then. I was a younger man. I was in my 20s, you know. I was out there clubbing, partying, going to school, you know, going to nightclubs, working at restaurants, working at bars, working at nightclubs. I was doing theater. I was acting, modeling, all that kind of shit. All my friends were doing the same fucking shit, okay? We're all in the business, okay? Let me tell you something. If you're young, good looking, and in your 20s, okay, and you're waiting tables in a downtown Chicago, okay, you're a fucking actor, okay? You're just waiting to get your big break, all right? Or a model, or a singer, or a musician, or whatever. You know, I knew a lot of those too, okay? Everybody I work with was fucking some sort of entertainment industry, okay? They were all models, they were actors, musicians, you know, they were doing all that kind of shit, okay? So, so I was very active dating-wise, and I knew the scene. I knew what it was like living in the city. I lived in it every day. So I related a lot to the characters. I was doing the same shit they were doing, okay? But I was a lot younger than they were, okay? But I enjoyed watching it from a girl's point of view. Now, what I do here is I'm going to call out the bullshit, okay? So if I agree with something, I'm going to tell you here, okay? Like I said, they get the guys wrong all the time, except every once in a while, like the old going says, you know, a broken clock is right twice a day. And sometimes they get it right, and yes, they got it right in this episode here, okay? These episodes that we're talking about right now. We are on season 6 of episode 5 of Sex and the City. This is the part 2 to my review. They got a character named Jack Berger, who's a character that I did relate to. They got that character right so far. Like I said, I've not watched the episodes in a long time. I'm watching them again. But when I was watching it before, I do remember relating to that character more so than any of the other guys on the show. Okay, I did relate to Jack Berger's character. I understood that guy. I knew exactly why he was doing what he was doing. Okay, and some of my girlfriends that I knew were dumbfounded. Like, why would Berger do that? It makes no sense. And I go, well, it makes perfect sense to me why he did that. And this is why. Okay, you know, so I relate to that guy a lot, and there are a lot of the episodes focused on him in this one. Okay, we're really understanding who he is, and yes, he's not Mr. Perfect anymore. He's got his faults, just like Carrie has her faults. Okay, and a lot of that stuff is being revealed right now. Okay, so where we left off last time is Samantha's dating that young stud, Smith Jared, but his name's not Smith Jared yet. They haven't come up with that name yet. His name's still Jerry Jared. He's a waiter. Okay, but he's working in a play called Full Moon. Yeah. In Brooklyn, so Samantha's got to get off her ass and go all the way to Brooklyn to go see his fucking stupid ass play, which she does not want to go see. But he's a good looking guy and he's a good lay, and he treats her nice. So she's a fuck it, I'll go see a stupid ass fucking play. So she decides to go. Miranda is still in love with Steve. That's her baby daddy. Even though he's got a girlfriend who, we have not seen his girlfriend yet, but I'm pretty sure she's a lot hotter than Miranda is. But anyway, she's been treating Steve like shit the entire time they've been together. She's always treated him like shit. She has no respect for him at all. But all of a sudden, in this season, she just woke up one day and decided she was still in love with him. That's the story they're going with in this season. That's the narrative they're going with her. Okay, but the real reason she's in love with Steve is because guys don't fucking want her. Okay, she's a single mom. Okay, she's gained a lot of weight. And she's a bitch on top of all that. Okay, so yeah, she's not exactly the most attractive thing out there. Okay, for a man, for a high valued man. Okay, a man with some self-esteem and some money and some charm and charisma, who's good in bed and good looking. Yeah, he's probably not going to go for that when he's got other options. Okay, so I think she's starting to realize that. Now the show ain't going to tell you that. The writers of this show are not going to tell you that, okay? But this is a straight man's point of view, okay? This isn't a gay guy writing an episode's point of view, okay? This is a straight man's point of view, and that's what's really happening. So if you want me to believe that she's in love with Steve, she's in love with Steve because she knows that she can't get any other guy. But she can't even really get Steve because he's got a girlfriend now. So and that bothers her. So that's where we're at. Okay, Charlotte is still upset because her and her Jewish boyfriend Harry, that she converted to Judaism for him. They broke up because she was just being her regular psycho self. She expected him to propose to her, and he hadn't done it yet, even though it's been less than a year since her divorce went through. He has not proposed. He's her divorce attorney. He has not proposed to her, even though she converted to Judaism for him, even though he never promised her that he would marry her if she converted to Judaism. She just assumed that he would, and now she got pissed off at him because he hasn't asked her yet. And so he decided, said, "Fuck all this shit. I'm leaving. I'm not gonna fucking be boyfriend to fucking Miss Psycho here." And then now she's all upset, okay, that he dumped her. I love you, Charlotte. You're the most beautiful woman on the show. But yeah, you're fucking psycho. If you gave me that whole fucking set the date, if you gave me that fucking shit, I'd be out of there too. Okay? All right, so now we're all cut up. Okay, Carrie's dating Berger, Jack Berger, her boyfriend. And she just bought him this expensive fucking shirt from Prada. Ooh, Prada. And she's bragging to him about this $25,000 check that she got. It's in advance for the royalties that she's getting for her book. Her book is selling not so well in America, but in Europe and France it's selling very well. So she got her first royalty check. So she's showing that off to him. And with that money, she bought him an expensive Prada shirt, okay? And he feels kind of upset, and demasculated because, he can't afford a shirt like that. But his girlfriend bought him one, So obviously she's got more money than him, and she's a more successful writer than he is. And even though he's not going to tell her this, he's kind of just being like, oh, okay. He's keeping quiet about it. All right. If you want to know why, watch my last review, okay? All right. So now we're caught up. Okay, Carrie tells Miranda Miranda's walking the baby, so Carrie joins her to help walk the baby. She complains about, hey, Miranda, you have to carry me, whatever. So they're pushing the stroller, whatever, and she's talking to Miranda about the shirt that she bought Jack Berger, okay? And she tells him that, and Miranda tells Carrie that Steve slept over last night. She's like, what? He's like, he slept on the couch. He fell asleep watching the Knicks game. I told him he could watch the Knicks game here at home, and he did. And it went late. It went into overtime, and he passed out. Okay, he passed out on the couch. Okay, so nothing happened, And Carrie's like, Miranda, someone's gonna get hurt. She's like, well, I can't help it, Carrie. I love being around him. And Carrie's like, so then just tell him. I beg of you. He has a girlfriend, Carrie. Did you forget that? And Carrie, no, I didn't, Miranda. Did you? He probably already knows anyway. Miranda's like, well, I've been acting my ass off, so there's no way he can tell. And so while they turn to the corner here, they bump into Amy Sedaris. Now, you remember Amy Sedaris. She's that funny actress from she was on Strangers with Candy. And right now she's on The Mandalorian, okay, the Star Wars thing on HBO, on Disney+. Okay, but back then she was famous for Strangers with Candy, okay? She's a very funny woman. Anyway, she has a recurring role on the show. She is one of Carrie's publishers. One of the people that opted her book and published her book, okay? She's got two publishers. The other one is named Lily, and that's played by Molly Shannon from Saturday Night Live. But this one is named Courtney, and she's played by Amy Sedaris, okay? So, of course, New York is fucking just the size of one city block. So all the characters are always bumping into each other all the fucking time, like magic, At least in this universe, they are. So naturally, it makes sense that Carrie would just bump into her book publisher while she's walking out of the fucking liquor store, okay? With a big bottle of gin. Excuse me. So she bumps into Courtney, and they say hi to each other. Of course, she introduces Courtney to Miranda, and Carrie tells Miranda, "This is my publisher, Courtney." And Courtney says, like, actually, I'm her former publisher. Okay. Whatever here. So it says here, I'm her ex-publisher. Okay. Yeah, I just got fired. And she's all happy about it. She's like, I just got fired. Hence the bottle of gin. She's like, and it goes, Carrie's like, well, why? She's like, quote, disappointing sales in my sector, end quote. You know, if it wasn't for you, and you know what, Carrie, if it wasn't for the success of your book in Europe, they would have fired me like a week ago. Okay, back when I had to let go of all my authors. By the way, how's Jack taking it? He's like, what? How's Berger taking it? You know that we had to let him go last week. Well, you know what? It's such a shame. He is such a talented writer. I loved having him work for me. You know, um, they never should have canceled his second book option. You know, he's so talented. Okay. Tell him to call me if he needs a drinking buddy. Okay. Okay. By the way, nice baby. Bye. And she fucking walks away. And Carrie's just like, he never told me they canceled him. Like, oh my God. He never said anything to me. And here I am showing off my $25,000 check and buying him an expensive Prada shirt. Oh my God. And he never told me that he lost his job. Oh my God. I feel so bad. And Miranda's like, you know what, Carrie, you should be proud of that check, okay? You earned it. Okay, you should be proud of it. Don't be ashamed of it. Oh, should I tell him? Should I tell him that I know? So that's the conundrum. Okay, so moving right along. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Anthony are sitting at a park bench in Central Park. And Charlotte's drinking her Yahoo. And Anthony's just sitting there. They're looking at all the guys walk by. And Anthony, I love Anthony, by the way. The actor that plays Anthony's hilarious. He's probably one of the best characters on the show. He really belongs in every episode, but they only use him sparingly. Okay, he's Charlotte's best gay friend. This guy's hilarious. He has no filter like me. Okay, he just speaks his mind. He fucking just says it. Okay? So they're looking at all the guys walk by, and he's like, no, he's gay. No, he's gay, but doesn't know it yet. He's like, oh, look at this guy here. He's like, he's got a pale skin, no arms. Yeah, he's straight and Jewish. Because Charlotte only wants to date a Jewish guy because she's Jewish too now, right? And Charlotte's like, no, I'm not interested. She's like, he's like, look, Charlotte, okay? You loved Harry. I loved Harry. We all loved Harry, okay? But it's been 2 weeks, okay? Next! He's like, you are knocking on sad girl's door. But Anthony, you don't even know what it's like. Don't know what? Don't know what's like, huh? Losing the love of your life? You think I don't know what that's like? Paulo, Brazilian. He broke my heart. I never got over it. He's got an ass like 2 scoops of butter pecan. Well, I'm not interested in finding another man. Well, you better get interested. Or you're going to end up alone with no mans. Well, maybe I will. Would that be so bad? Uh-huh. Nice day to get laid. Okay, so that ends that conversation right there. Okay. Meanwhile, Samantha goes to the play in Brooklyn to go see Jared's play. Okay? And it's fucking dead. There's hardly any people in there. And Samantha's basically falling asleep. Well, she's asleep. Okay? This play's boring as fuck. It's basically a play about you got these 2 hillbillies that are sitting in a chair talking out loud. You got a fake fucking wheat harvest back there. And then Smith Jared shows up at the very end. Doesn't say anything. Shows up at the very end in his fucking overalls, his farmer overalls, his Elmer Fudd overalls, right? And his hillbilly overalls, okay? And he walks up to the center of the stage. He's got nothing on underneath. He's naked underneath. He just fucking takes off his fucking overalls, right? And drops trout. And gives everyone the full Monty. That's it. That's all he does. Okay. She drops trowel, and Samantha wakes up when he gets on stage. He doesn't say anything. He just takes off his fucking his overalls, and Samantha gets turned on. I guess that's it, huh? I guess that's the fucking play. It's called Full Moon for a reason. Yeah, I guess that's the extent of his talents. He just fucking takes off his clothes. Now, don't get me wrong. He looks good. He's a young man. He's healthy. You know, he's in good shape. And obviously this does nothing for me. But, like, if I wanted to watch a play and it ends with just some guy taking his clothes off, what the fuck am I? I mean, I went to art school. I saw that shit all the time. I'm not impressed. I wouldn't pay money to go see that. Okay? It's no fucking big deal. All right? And yes, I know what it's like to get naked on stage. Okay? I did hair. And I don't mean I did people's hair. I mean, I did the musical Hair. I did that, okay? And the Vietnam era musical, yeah, I was in that. Yeah. So I know what it's like to bear it all, dude. I know what it's like. But at least I fucking sang and fucking said shit. I didn't just fucking... And then it plays over. You know, what the fuck is this? Anyway, Samantha gets turned on, so she tries to rape him back at her place, you know. And he keeps asking her, like, hey, well, did you like the play? Oh, shut the fuck up. Give me your cock right now. You know? And he's trying, like, to talk to her, like, well, did you like the play or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know? She's like, after you dropped trowel, all I could think about was fucking you. I got to get me some of that. You know? So she's grabbing him, and she's basically, you know, sexually assaulting him. And Smith's like, well, I hope the critics like the play better than you did. Okay? You know, I had to quit my job as a waiter. She's like, what? Well, yeah, I had to. They wouldn't give me Friday off to be in the play, so I had to quit, you know? But, you know, fuck them. Maybe the play will be a big hit. And she's like, how? How is your piece of shit play going to be a big hit, okay? The promotion was all fucked up, okay? All you guys is this little pathetic little fucking flyer. It doesn't say anything about full frontal nudity. Who's doing your PR? He's like, well, no one, actually, Samantha. If only someone would do our PR for free so we could have a successful show, so I could establish myself as a good actor. But I don't know anyone that could ever do that. Okay, no, it didn't go that way, okay? But that's basically, this is how pros do it, okay? This is how you do it. All right? Ladies, let me tell you something about this, okay? Like I said, this episode's not going to tell you this. They're not going to tell you what's really going on here. They're going to expect you to believe that he's like falling in love with Samantha, okay? And that's why he's dating her, because she's so fucking cool. She's such a boss bitch with so much self-confidence. She's a queen, you know? No. He's not in love with her, okay? The writers are making it look like he is, okay? Because he's a super fucking... I mean, this guy is like 0.0001% of the best looking men in the world, okay? He's one of them, okay? So, of course, the guys like that, they're going to give those guys to Samantha because, you know, we know how horny Samantha is, and all she ever talks about is sex and being a fucking boss bitch, okay? So, of course, to make the show more entertaining, all the guys that look like him are going to go to her, okay? So what they're trying to do here is they're trying to make this guy be such a nice guy, you know, to maybe like break Samantha's shell that she has, okay? But it's not realistic. Guys like this are not realistic, okay? No guy like that would ever fucking act that way towards fucking Samantha, okay? The only reason a guy like this would act this way towards Samantha is so he can get something out of it. And it's not her pussy. He can get better pussy than Samantha. I know it hurts your feelings, ladies, but it's truth, okay? Samantha's past her prime. She hit the wall years ago, like a decade ago. Over a decade ago, she hit the wall, okay? No, this guy's like 28 years old, okay? You're telling me that he can't get some 19, 18, 22-year-old hot girls that he acts with that he's really attracted to? No. Why would he settle for the 45-year-old one that acts like she's all fucking that? No. Okay, the only reason he's with her is because he can get something out of it, okay? He's fishing, and he finally got a hook. He finally, you know, hook, line, and sinkers coming next, okay? He got her wrapped around his hand. Now he's going to manipulate her to get what he wants. She's a publicist. She owns her own PR firm, for Christ's sake, okay? She doesn't answer to anybody, okay? She can do his PR and boost his fucking career, which is what he really wants. This is what happens in real life, okay? I know actors that this is what they do. They get sugar mamas, and then they don't have to worry about paying the bills. They got a woman who's gonna fucking take care of all that shit. And if your sugar mama happens to be a publicist, well, holy shit, okay, your value for casting agents just went way the fuck up, okay? Because now you've got a whole PR firm behind you, okay? And that's how deals are made in Hollywood. That's how deals are made in Broadway. That's how deals are made in acting, okay? It's not who you blow, it's who you know, okay? And if you know someone who owns their own PR, that's free publicity for you. Okay? Of course people are gonna see you. You got a PR agent working for you for free, and all you gotta do is lay the pipe. Hell yeah, dude, that's the way to do it. Hats off to Smith Jerrod for being fucking smart. Okay? He's parlaying his looks to get something out of it. This is the shit that women have been doing since the beginning of civilization. Okay? Come on. You really think Melania Trump fell in love with Donald Trump for his looks? Fuck no. All right, come on. Why do you think he's acting this way towards her? Okay? He's acting this way because he wants something from her. Okay, he already planned this out. Once he found out that she owned her own PR firm, boom, right there. What can you do for me that these other hot women can't do? This is what you can do for you. You can boost my fucking career. Target acquired. But this show's not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you. But I know guys that do this, okay, for a living. And yes, that's what they do, okay? There's not very many guys like this. Just so you know, no, this is like a very, very, very small percentage of men are capable of getting away with this, okay? He is one of those men. Like I said, this show only shows you men that are like the super fucking high sexual market value, okay? This show does not have average guys on there. These are all like the cream of the crop. These are all the guys that all women wish they could get with, okay? And apparently in this universe, all these guys, these cream of the crop guys, all they want are fucking middle-aged sluts. Middle-aged alcoholic sluts, okay? Because that's realistic. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. At least Smith Jerrod and Samantha is realistic because he's using her for something, okay? But come on, let's get real. I know Charlotte York is pretty and all that, but really, are millionaires the only people that are going to bump into her at a coffee shop and ask her out on a date? Really? Come on. All right. So that's going on here. Samantha tells him, who does your PR? He's like, oh, nobody does our PR. We can't afford it. We don't have any money for that. He's like, I only got paid $30 to do this show, you know? And Samantha's like, well, let me ask you something, okay? Is this really what you want to do with your life? He's like, well, yeah, I love being an actor, you know? That's what I want to do. Okay, and I'm going to help you. He's like, really? You're going to help me with my acting? No, I'm not going to help you be an actor. I'm going to help you be a star. The next time I go to one of these shows, there better be a red carpet there, you know? So she's like, you know, he's like, well, I just want to work on my craft. She's like, no, you just need to work on your abs. Okay? And I'll work on a name for you. Let's see here. Matthew, Ryan, and then they end up fucking. So she's thinking of a new name to give him. Okay. Meanwhile, Berger is in bed reading with Carrie. Okay, they're both reading books, you know, and she's trying to bring up the subject about, she knows what happened to him, but he hasn't brought it up yet. It was a couple of days since she found out. So finally, she just breaks the ice and says like, hey, listen, it's okay. I want you to know that I know about the second book deal, the option going through, that you're not getting it. I bumped into Courtney a couple of days ago and she told me. Well, why didn't you say anything? You know, do your friends know? Well, Miranda was with me. Miranda knows? Oh, man, I don't want her to know. She's like, it's no big deal. It is to me. I meant it's no big deal to her. She's like, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the shirt and the check. I feel terrible. He's like, hey, no, Carrie, okay? This has nothing to do with that, okay? You earned that check, okay? And I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. And then he like goes back and just shuts up, you know? And he doesn't say anything. He just... So there's this uncomfortable silence, you know? I'll tell you why he's not saying anything. The reason he's not saying anything is because he just told her how proud he is of her success with her book. But he's not proud. He knows that or he feels that she's not proud of him because his book is not a success. He didn't get a $25,000 check. Okay, he can't afford the shirt that she bought for him. Okay, so he feels like a failure. Once again, he can't tell her this is how he feels because that would show weakness. The boyfriend would be showing vulnerability and weakness to his girlfriend. And he can't have that. As a straight man, I'm telling you, we can't have that. We can't be weak in front of our women. We can't do that. That's something we try to avoid. And that's what he's trying to do. That's why he's shutting up. He's not saying anything because he doesn't want to project weakness. He doesn't want to tell her what's really bothering him because that would make him look weak. In her eyes, in his eyes, that makes him look weak in front of her. Okay? So she does, like one of the worst things you can do. If you want, I can talk to my editor. He's like, oh, no. It's okay. Look, it's no big deal. All right, Carrie, look, it's just a book option. All right. It's not the end of the world, and he just like turns over and goes to sleep, and she can tell that, he's like, I'll be fine. And she's like, sure you will. You know why? Because you're great. He's like, huh. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't want to project weakness in front of his girlfriend. Okay, and I don't blame him. I mean, it's a pride thing. Men, we had this idea of how things work. What really bothers me is that if this was happening to me in real life, and I have felt this way in front of women before, in front of my woman before. Okay, if this was happening to me, I've got guy friends for this. Okay, I've got my own set of friends that are guys that I can talk to about this stuff. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily expect my girlfriend to help me deal with these problems. I would have other options. I'd have platonic girlfriends. I would have guy friends, I would have family members that I can talk to, okay, or other people that are in the industry, okay. Like this guy's a writer, so I'm sure he knows other writers. I'm sure he knows other publishers. I'm sure he knows other people in the industry that he can talk to about this. Okay, he should have guy friends that he can hang out with and watch the game with. Okay, he should have platonic girlfriends that he can talk to. I mean, shit, Carrie's got a shitload of platonic guy friends that show up for one episode and we never see them again. Okay, so why doesn't he have anybody? All he has is Carrie. That makes no fucking sense, and that's not believable, and that's the bullshit flag right there. He should already have somebody that he can talk to about this stuff, not his girlfriend. His girlfriend's not the one to talk to about this stuff. Not in this situation, okay? So Carrie's having dinner with Samantha or lunch or whatever, and she tells Samantha, like, yeah, I told him all that. All he said was, and Samantha says, when men are failing, she's like, I didn't say he was failing. Okay, they're flailing. When men are flailing, okay, they need a strong, independent woman to help them out, like I am with Smith Jared. He's like, who the hell's Smith Jared? That's his new name. I changed Jerry's name. From now on, he's Smith Jared. It's more sexier. It's the perfect name for the next big thing. Okay, and she shows her this ad that she took out in the newspaper for him. Yeah, she's a publicist. She put out an ad, a PR ad, highlighting Smith Jared in this piece of shit fucking play in Brooklyn called Full Moon, right? With a big fucking headshot of him on there, right? So she knows, she put on highlighting him for the show. And Carrie's like, glitterati migrating to Brooklyn? It says here, glitterati migrating to Brooklyn? Why are you doing this? She's like, because he's 28 and he's broke and he needs my help. And all of you are going, by the way. Make sure you dress nice. There's going to be a red carpet and photographers. Carrie's like, and he's not threatened by you helping him? No, this generation is totally different. Young men are not threatened by strong women. No, Samantha, you're a fucking sucker, okay? You've got sucker written all over your head. Okay, I already said it, okay? He's using you. This is what he wanted. This was always the end game, okay? This was all, if you had not done this for him, he would have quit fucking you, okay? A long time ago, all right? But you can't see that. And apparently the writers of the show can't see that either. Okay, so that gives us to the thesis of this episode, which is, are the men of today less threatened by the women's power, or are they just acting? Are the men of today threatened by women's power, or are they just acting? I don't think anyone's threatened by women's power, okay, except when it's misused, but the same could be said for men. Okay, anyone in a position of power that misuses their power needs to get out of there. That could be a guy, it could be a girl, it could be a trans, it could be anybody. Doesn't matter what color you are, what sexuality you are, what gender you are. It doesn't fucking matter. Anybody who's got a lot of power and abuses it needs to be deposed. Okay, Miranda goes to Steve's place to pick up Brady, her son, and he's trying to make cupcakes, but he doesn't really know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to make cupcakes, and I don't fucking know how to make cupcakes. All right. So Miranda assumes that he's making these cupcakes for some kids, you know. She admits that she's not the cooking type, but she's trying to flirt with him, you know, like she's trying to get in there with him, you know, trying to be nice to him, you know, pleasant, you know, all the shit that she's not in real life, okay. And she's flirting with him and trying to help him make the cupcakes. And she asks him, well, how many of these are we making? He's like, okay. He spells out "Happy Birthday, Debbie." He's like, oh, these cupcakes aren't for any little kids. It's for my girlfriend. She doesn't want a cake. So, but she didn't say I couldn't make a cupcake. So, well, how many are we making? He spells out "Happy Birthday, Debbie." He's like, that's 20 letters. We're making 20 cupcakes. Whoa. Okay, so he has but he loses track of time. He's got to leave for work. He's like, it's 6:30. I got to go to work. Oh my God. And we didn't finish the cupcakes. And Miranda's like, oh no, it's okay, Steve. You go to work. I'll take care of this. I'll finish up the cupcakes for you. Okay? Okay, just go to work. All right? I got this. So he leaves. He goes, oh, thank you, Miranda. You're a lifesaver. And he kisses her on the forehead. Then he walks away to go to work. All right? Okay, and she looks over at her son, her baby son in the crib. And then she looks at the cupcakes. And she's upset. And she starts, you know, spelling out the name on the cupcake. And you can tell she's upset. She's hurt. She calls Carrie. She uses Steve's phone, calls Carrie. And says, hey, you know, I got stuck. I'm not going to be able to go to that show, you know, for Smith Jared. I'm not going to be able to go to Samantha's show because I got stuck here making cupcakes for Steve's girlfriend. Yeah, she starts crying. Now, I got to admit this about Cynthia Nix. She's actually a good actress. She's a great actress when she wants to be. And she's selling me on this thing. She's probably one of the best actresses on the show. Cynthia Nixon is. She really is. Okay, I don't like her, but yeah, you know, credit where credit's due. She sold me on this scene, okay? And she's usually pretty good at selling me on scenes, all right? That would help him, you know. She's got stuck making the cupcakes, okay? And she's like, what was I thinking? That I would help him make cupcakes and all of a sudden he'd fall back in love with me? Fuck! And she starts crying. I misspelled it, dear Debbie. And Carrie's like, Debbie, stop it, Miranda. Stop it right now. Debbie cannot have your tears. Move away from the cupcakes. Blame the baby, okay? That's what they're for. And get out of there and go home, okay? Now Burger's here. I got to get going. Bye. So she runs over because Burger shows up, all right? So, because she's going to the play, all right? She's going to the show, all right? So she goes downstairs, and there's Jack Burger in a leather jacket and on his motorcycle. And she's like, huh? Now, we have not seen him on his motorcycle since last season when we first met him. So he picks her up on the motorcycle. This is bullshit. I'm going to raise a bullshit flag right now. Not because he wouldn't have done it or he wouldn't have thought of this, but if it was me, I would have called Carrie first and told her, hey, you know what? We haven't been on my motorcycle since we've been together. Why don't I take my motorcycle, and we'll go to your show in my motorcycle? What do you think about that? And then she would have said, no, I can't get helmet head at this thing, and I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of being on a motorcycle. I'm afraid we'll crash. You know, I don't know if you ride it really fast or not. And it scares me, so no, I don't want to do that. That's what would happen realistically. But no, that didn't happen on this show. Okay, what happened? He just surprised her with a fucking motorcycle ride, and she does not want to ride his fucking motorcycle. Okay, so Carrie's like, you know, I'm not dressed to ride on a bike. Okay, I can't have helmet head over at this red carpet event. Okay, and Burger's like, come on, it'll be fun. You know, imagine when we're going over the Brooklyn Bridge. You know, it'll be fun. We haven't been on this thing since we got together. Okay, and Carrie's like, okay, just don't go fast. Okay. He's like, hey, and she thinks to herself, okay, well, when your man is down and out, you have to get up and on. Okay, so they ride off in the motorcycle. Okay, now they get there, they get to the park. I mean, they park the motorcycle. They get there, okay, and Carrie's fucking pissed off. She's fucking. She's taking off her helmet. She's like, I told you not to go fast. And Jack's like, hey, I wasn't that fast. You know, it just felt fast because you were riding on the bike. She's like, Carrie takes her helmet and fucking hits him in the chest with it. Bullshit! Could you feel my nails digging into you? He's like, well, yeah, but I thought it was just because, you know, you liked it. You liked riding on the bike, you know? I thought you were excited. I was terrified! He's like, calm down, Carrie. Calm down, all right? You're safe. All right? She says, I am not going to die on a fucking bridge just so that you can feel better about yourself. He's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You know what it means. I'm not sorry I made all that money. I worked hard for it. I didn't think you were the type of guy that would have a problem with that. He's like, well, neither did I. But I guess I do, don't I? And he turns around, he kicks the wall. Yeah, he's got a temper. Yeah. This is believable. I've done this. He kicks the wall. He's like, look, I'm sorry about the bike. All right? And she's like, are you going to look at me? He's like, I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry I wrote that fast, okay? I'll never do it again, okay? Carrie's like, well, I'm never getting on that bike again. Jack's like, look, Carrie, I don't want to be that guy, okay? I don't like myself right now. I don't want to be that guy that's threatened by his girlfriend's success, okay? I don't. I think you are magnificent. And he opens his arms. And she hugs him. And they decide to go in. He takes off his jacket and he's wearing the Prada shirt. He's wearing the Prada shirt. Yeah, the red one. The red one that was really expensive. He's wearing it. Okay, so they walk in there. The photographers show up. They start taking lots of pictures of them. Okay, now I'm going to stop my review right here. Okay, and I will be right back with part 3 to this episode's review. Damn it, man. There's a lot to say in this episode. God damn, a lot to say. All right, so I'll see you real soon. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.